Poem analysis. Batter My Heart, Three-Person God. By Lara, Zora, and Marie.
Batter my heart, three-person God for you. As yet but knock, breathe, shine, and seek to mend, that I may rise and stand, overthrow me and bend. You're forced to break, blow, burn, and make me new.
This is the first verse of John Donne's poem Holy Sonnets, Batter My Heart, Three-Person God. Donne died 1631. But this poem was published 1633, a few years after the author's death. In fact, most of his work was only published after he died. John Donne was born in England 1572. Many consider him the greatest love poet of the 17th century.
Batter My Heart, Sonnet 14, is a part of a series of 19 poems, which are referred to as the Holy Sonnets. Holy Sonnets focus on religious matters and particularly on themes such as mortality, divine love, and divine judgment. It talks about spiritual struggle, someone's longing for God, and for God to come into one's heart and convert one, to make one believe with force.
Let's analyze the poem. The poem is written in the form of a Petrarchan sonnet. This is always 14 lines long and consists of two parts: the octet, which is the first 8 lines, and the sestet, which is the last 6 lines.
Like most sonnets, this one is also written in the iambic. Iambic means that the first syllable is unstressed, while the second one is stressed. As an example, as yet but knock, breathe, shine, and seek to mend, that I may rise and stand, overthrow me and bend, your force to break, blow, burn, and make me new. And written in pentameter, the stressed second syllables occur 5 times. In total, there are 10 syllables in every line: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But Donne didn't follow this strictly, since the poem starts off with a trochee, where the first syllable is stressed, the second unstressed, which in a way is the opposite of iambic. Batter my heart, three-personed God for you.
The rhyming in this poem doesn't follow a particular scheme, but kind of a mixture of different ones. Part 1, which is the octave of the poem, is rhymed as ABBA, also called the embracing rhyme. The second, the sestet, as CDCD, the alternating rhyme, but is inconsistent with 2 words rhyming at the end.
Rhetorical devices. Donne included a number of different rhetorical devices in his poem. For example, the alliteration in the phrase break, blow, burn in line 4, where successive words start with the same consonant, in this case B. There is also a paradox. This is where 2 things seem to be in conflict, but looking more closely, they do make sense, as in the line break, blow, burn, and make me new. There is also a simile in I, like an usurped town. He compares himself to a town taken over by force. And lastly, we have an example of a metaphor, where the enemy is a metaphor for the devil.
Now let's have a closer look at the poem. The octet, the first part of the poem, portrays the lyrical voice's demands towards God. The poem starts with the lyrical voice asking the three-person God, God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, to batter, to attack their heart, like attacking a fortress and breaking down its gates forcefully. In connection, the following phrase, that God knock, breathe, shine, and seek to mend, follows the idea of God knocking on a person's door and they must let him in. The verse, you force to break, blow, burn, and make me new, means that God should change them forcefully and make them into a new changed person. The lyrical voice is having trouble showing their faith in the line, reason your viceroy in me should defend, but is captived and proves weak or untrue, because their thoughts, reasoned, have turned on God.
In the sestet, The lyrical voice gets more sentimental and calm. It talks about their feelings towards God. Yet dearly I love you and would be loved fain. But the lyrical voice feels engaged to the devil, but am betrothed unto your enemy, and asks God to take him out of their arrangement. Divorce me, untie or break that knot again. Once again, the lyrical voice asks God to take them. Take me to you, imprison me, for I, except you enthrall me, never shall be free, nor ever chaste, except you ravish me.
Now to the question, is this poem a metaphysical poem? Let's first have a look at what a metaphysical poem is. These types of poems deal with subjects like the existence of choice, the difference between reality and perception, does God really exist, and are usually written with wit and humor. Our poem doesn't seem to talk about any of these, which is why we have come to the conclusion that in our opinion, it is not a metaphysical poem.